And joining us now in our Book Talk segment, great to welcome, man, you've seen on Bravo's $1 Million listings, one of the top real estate guys, particularly up in New York, but he's got a brand new book out, going to tell us how we can, make some money. It's called The Sell, Secrets of Selling Anything to Anyone. We're joined today by Fredrik Eklund on the telephone. Fredrik, good to talk with you. How are you today? I was waiting to how long it would take you to do that.
I'm doing a high kick right now as I'm talking to you. No, I feel really good. It's sunny and crispy and beautiful here in New York.
That's one of your trademarks, is the kick, right?
Yes, I've been doing it since I was 4 years old, my whole life, really. And now I'm just so crazy. I do it in front of clients. I do it when I'm sad. I do it when I'm happy. And, of course, I do a lot on the $1 Million Listing New York television show, yeah.
How much, obviously you were successful before you went on that. Has that show helped you even more? Or what kind of effect does that have on your sales when you're on that show?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe I was number 19 in New York when I signed on 5 years ago, and now second year in a row, I'm the number one real estate agent in New York City out of 30,000. It's definitely helped professionally. A lot of people are calling in and they want to sell or buy because they watched me on television. But I think more importantly, actually, personally, it's been very rewarding. I got married on television. I mean, crazy, who does that? I've been very open on the show for 5 years, and I think it's just been really, really, really an amazing journey, yeah.
You were down here, I think, for that, weren't you? Didn't you get married in Florida, if I read the notes right?
Yes, we got married in Little Palm Island outside Key West, yes.
Right, I saw that in the notes there. Well, congratulations on that. And
thank you.
New York's obviously a tough market. I grew up there for any business, particularly real estate, but I guess you're proving, no matter what the recession is, I guess you're sort of coming out of it, you can do it, right, if you sell properly.
Yeah, and I think more importantly for the purpose of this book, I started writing for real estate professionals, and I realized, no, selling is, I want this book to be universal, because we're all selling all the time. I mean, if you ever go on a date, you were selling. If you go on a job interview, you're selling. If you want to raise from your boss, you're obviously selling yourself. And when you realize that you are your brand and your product and your service, you can really sell anything. So in this book, I want to give away all my secrets in selling, because I've been selling myself, my own ideas, my companies, and now, of course, very expensive real estate in New York City my whole life.
You were, I guess, in your early 20s when you started your first company. And it wasn't just a little one. I mean, it was a pretty good-sized company. So you've always had the entrepreneurial spirit, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I started a customer relationship management company, a software company in Sweden when I was 1999, so I was 22, right? And it was right in the internet bubble, and I had 45 employees. It was a really interesting journey, but then the bubble sort of popped, and I got out, and then after that I moved to New York City, yeah. And I moved here, not knowing anyone. I didn't have a Rolodex or any experience, certainly not of real estate, and it's been amazing 13 years later now looking back at this. That's another reason I wanted to write the book, because I feel like it's not an end of an era, but it's a new phase for me, because we're having kids, and I had such an amazing journey here in New York City.
Yeah, just when you go through something like that, a business that unfortunately you have to move on from, and you're coming from another country to New York, even though it's a cosmopolitan city, but you don't know anybody or very few people, and like you said, you got to sell yourself first. Where did you kind of get? Was that kind of instilled in you as a youngster, these techniques, or did you kind of develop on your own, or how did you come up with them?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I became a salesman when I was 7, and I heard of this company where I could sell Christmas calendars as a kid. To win, if you sold a certain level, a high level of Christmas calendar, you would win one of those yellow waterproof Sony Walkmans.
Right.
And I really wanted one of those, so I made a commitment to myself that I was going to sell more than anyone else and set records for that Christmas calendar company. So I schlepped around in the snow back home in Stockholm in Sweden, and I knocked on people's doors, and I listened to a lot of World War II stories. And, I became sort of the grandson that came to visit, and I set all the records. And I won so many Sony Walkmans that I sold them too in the schoolyard to my friends. And that's kind of how it all began, yeah.
And just we'll go through a couple in the book, obviously not all of them, but just some of the the different chapter. I guess it starts off, be you, be yourself, and you got the great personality. I guess all the great salespeople, that's the first thing you got to have, the personality you're selling yourself, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a big mistake that I did, and a lot of people do this when you're new to something, a new industry, a new job, new school, new city. We get nervous, and we're afraid maybe that the world isn't ready for the 100% proof you, so you're watering yourself down, or today, the more successful and confident I get, also reality TV has taught me this, the more me I am, and I mean like authentic, colorful, crazy, high-kicking, fun, kind of like the bubbly you are when you're with your best friends or your parents, at home, when you feel really safe. If I'm like that in the boardroom, like conference rooms in front of celebrities, like Jennifer Lopez, Sarah Jessica Parker, that's when I do really, really well. And it just feels better because that's authentic. So being you is the first few chapters of the book, and it's an easier thing to say than do.
Right.
But a lot of people that have read the book are really loving that first part.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you're kind of around new people, and I myself kind of like that, you're a little, you hedge a little bit, but I guess you just got to break through that and just say, I got to trust the personality. If they like me, great. If not, well, that's on them.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it's like it's the only thing that you have in the beginning because you don't have any experience. You don't know the people. So the only thing that you have is your unique set of, the background and skills and humor, and you have to really open up and be authentic because everybody can smell a fake. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And yeah, so.
I particularly like the chapter reading through it, Shadow a Winner. I mean, you put yourself in a position where you can learn from other people that are successful. I think everybody that's successful, I've heard their stories, does that, and then you got to be able to find people that are successful, right? Kind of hang around them or get information from them.
Yeah. I think that particular one is specifically for young people or people that just coming out of school or are about to change maybe into a new industry. I lost a lot of times, years, by sitting there by myself, alone, trying to figure this real estate thing out, and no one's really helping me. What I should have done, and this is one of the secrets I gave away, I should have found or identified the number one real estate agent in my market, and then started working for him or her for free. Just sitting there in his or her office as a sponge and just collecting that decades of experience and working with a team. Even if it's just for 6 months, bringing them coffee. Of course, a lot of people are going to say, I can't afford that, I need to get a salary. Well, then have a second job on the side. I mean, God forbid, max out your credit cards, but just get yourself in the door of a top winner producer, and you're going to, do so much better when you then go on your own. It took me years to get that experience, and now when I'm having it, it's one of the reasons why I'm writing the book too.
Yeah. And you talk too, the basics, act and particularly dress well. I mean, you got a nice picture of yourself in a suit. I mean, that's important. You got to look the part as well as act the part, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I love suits, so it is authentic to me, and I love spending money on clothes, but it's not about money or actually even looks. I think it's how you feel inside. And I think as long as it's authentic to you, I always give the example, and I do that in the book, if you love dressing up in T-shirts, that's your thing. You don't even like suits, well then dress in T-shirts every day. But own it, trademark it, maybe wear a specific T-shirt. Obviously clean and crisp and beautiful, but like really walk into a conference room and say, here I am in my T-shirt, and I love my T-shirt, and just make fun of yourself wearing a T-shirt. Everybody's going to love that because it's authentic. Don't wear a suit because you're supposed to.
I think today with personal branding so important, everybody's got their own websites and stuff. It's important to distinguish yourself, and these techniques can definitely help no matter what business you're in. Again, the book is called The Sell, The Secrets of Selling Anything to Anyone. We've been talking with Fredrik Eklund today. Fredrik, I know you got a bunch of social media. You want to give out a website people can get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah, of course. Social media is more exciting to me than a website because a website is always a bit static. I mean, the social media is amazing because it's just new posts, and I mix business and personal. And I'm at Fredrik Eklund NY on all the accounts, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Great. Fredrik, appreciate talking to you for a few minutes. Good luck again with the book, and hopefully we can talk to you again. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Doug.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or Doug Miles Media.